recommended counselling option, if you go to the medical profession, you go to GPs, is cognitive behavioural therapy. That's CBT. And they will say that there's evidence to show that it's the most effective or the best, but actually that isn't the case. And so what I want to share with you is some fundamental truths about the nature of what the evidence shows about counselling of all descriptions, of all kinds, and what actually works. And it's a very powerful conclusion indeed, and it is this, that there has been no single model of counselling that has ever been shown to be any better than any others. Not one ever. They've done lots of studies all over the world comparing different counselling models in different circumstances for people with different kinds of mental and emotional problems. And what they found is that no counselling model has ever been shown to be any better than anybody else. And that goes for cognitive behavioural therapy. So when they say cognitive behavioural therapy works, all they're saying is it's better than doing nothing. Now that's true of all counselling models. It's called the dodo bird verdict. This comes from a story in Lewis Carroll, I think Alice in Wonderland, or Alice Through the Looking Glass. And the dodo bird verdict is that everybody must have prizes. There was a race run, and at the end they said who won it, and he said everybody must have prizes. All counselling models are equally good. No one is better than any other. But there's a second conclusion which is also equally powerful, which you will not hear, and which you cannot hear, because if you do hear it in the NHS, then it destroys the whole basis of what the NHS or any medical provision of help with depression is trying to do. And this second conclusion is as follows, that some therapists are better than others. So what is important is not the model of therapy that the therapist pretends or says they follow. It's the quality of the therapist, which means that it's not CBT that counts for help with depression. It's whether you go to a good therapist or not. And that goes completely against the whole medical approach, because the whole medical approach is that everything can be standardized. That if you have a hip operation, you can have a hip operation in all parts of the country, and broadly speaking, it'll be the same because everybody knows how a hip operation works. Or if you have a stroke problem, the NHS has done some marvelous work on strokes, and they know how to deal with strokes, and they reckon they can help stroke victims very, very quickly by doing standardized treatments. But there is no standardized treatment for depression, and some therapists are better than others. And if you want to know what makes a good therapist, well, there are a number of things that can be said. We know that good therapists can create a confidence that they can help. And this confidence is believable so that the client believes it and buys into the idea. We also know that good therapists are flexible, that they often, or they should, follow up in how a client is feeling, so they know that if something isn't working, they can do something else. So they build positive expectancy, they expect success that is believable, they are flexible, they do something else if what has been tried isn't working. And good therapists create a sense that they are really listening, that they are really understanding. And they're not getting lost in a particular model and in a particular way of being. But they have the strength and confidence to try something else if what tries isn't working. Just like if you had just like you would never go to a GP who was an injection GP, who said to you, look, if you come to me, I give injections. You want to go to a GP who knows what to do, and if necessary, he'll give you an injection, but if he has to send you for a test or has to give you some medication or to explain something to you and send you away without anything, he knows what to do. And that goes for good therapy as well. They're not rigid, they're not fixed. And if I can make a little puff for myself on my Feel Better Counselling website and my practice, that's how I work. I convey a good sense of expectancy that my client will get better. And this is believable for all kinds of reasons. One of the reasons is that I keep an evidence base, so I know that most of my clients get better, 85% in fact. And secondly, I ask for regular feedback, and I will be flexible, and I will change, and I will do different things. I have a lot of things I can do.